Welcome to the Wishful Doing podcast, where purpose meets power and vision turns into action. I'm your host, Dr. Jabet Lozupone, founder of Wishful Doing, and this is the space where bold conversations, unfiltered truths, and transformational stories take center stage. You're listening to part 3 of our powerful Teen Mom Awareness series on the Wishful Doing podcast. We're wrapping up this conversation with reflections, revelations, and reminders that your story is far from over. It's just getting good. I know you have more to share about this. I just have a question because I know what the answer is for me.
Yeah,
Do you feel like your goals or your dreams changed after you became a mom?
absolutely.
Really? See, I'm the opposite. I feel like mine didn't. I feel like I had my dreams, my goals, and I think they would have changed had I not had the people in my corner saying, go for it, do it. But your goals and dreams changed.
Yes, because
Okay.
as the eldest in a Latino immigrant household,
Mm-hmm.
going to college was never a conversation.
Okay. All right.
What my job after high school was to go into the workforce to help support my family. Mind you, I was already doing that. I was
Got it.
working full time at the McDonald's where I met my husband.
Mm-hmm.
I was working full time and I was going to school full time. I was
Good.
having 16-hour days
Wow.
and I did not keep any of my money. I was making at that time $500 every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's money that I was just handing over to my mother. It was just like I would sign my check because at the time direct deposit wasn't like that big.
That makes me feel happy that you remember a time before direct deposit too.
And so I would sign my check, hand it over to my mom so she could deposit it into her bank account.
Yeah.
And the goal was that I was just gonna, because the notion was that now with a high school diploma, I was gonna get something better because I had a high school diploma.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a work permit, like a legal status. And
Yeah.
so it's like I was gonna be able to support the family in a much different way and help my siblings get to college. But college was not a reality for me. For me, like
Wow.
I was gonna go into the workforce.
See, and again, it's interesting that sort of different perspective because you're in high school. Meanwhile, I was already college bound. I was in college. So I had that dream already of college, completing college, eventually get a graduate degree and go into the workforce. Your experience is that's not for me. I have to help support the family. So after high school, my attention shifts to my siblings and continuing to keep the household afloat.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So now you have your child and what happened? Like how did you all of a sudden decide college is for me and I will influence the direction of my siblings, but this is how I'm going to do it. How did you get there? I mean, clearly your child was helping to inform, like motivating you. No?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I knew that a college degree was the path to stability. Like
Mm,
I knew that for myself. Like I knew that a college degree was going to open a lot more doors for me than a high school diploma was.
right.
But it was just not a reality. Like I didn't have access to financial aid. I didn't have access to a lot of scholarships because at the time DACA was not being recognized for scholarships. And so
Mhm.
and then I graduated with a 2.5. And
Wow.
the scholarships that did accept DACA, for their scholarships, they wanted a 3.5 and above. And so
Sure.
it was like, I'm not college material. And so,
This is what you're telling yourself.
yeah,
These crazy ideas of what is college material and what isn't.
yes. And again, like all those things combined, right? Like I have no access to financial aid. I have no access to any other financial resource. I'm 17. I have a baby, childcare costs. Like who's going to take care of my child? Who's going to
Yep.
help me pay for the classes?
Yep.
There is Eden asked me the question, like, what are your plans? No.
Mm. Woo!
And I text
That
back,
is revolutionary,
yes.
what she did.
Yeah.
If
No.
you really think about it, when you're looking at all the challenges that you are now going to have to overcome, for that even to be a possibility, to even grant yourself the right to think about a future that includes college and a career, like she is really working magic. I mean, oh my gosh.
And here's the thing is that I looked at my son and I was like, he can't grow up the way that I did.
Yeah.
I never went to a field trip.
Oh my gosh,
I didn't go to a
Yoslin.
field trip. I was there raising my sister and my brothers, my brother and my sisters, and I never knew what a beach trip was.
Right.
It was like, we went to Ocean City once.
Hmm.
I never knew what having a fun summer. It was like every time we came back to school and it was like, so what did you do over the summer? My answer was always, well, I was home taking care of my siblings.
Hmm.
Just heard, oh, well, I traveled here. I went to this beach. I did this. And it was like, I couldn't relate. I was
Yeah.
age and I couldn't relate. And I was like, do I want my son to go through that? Like,
You want to give your son a better, like all parents, I believe we all want to give our kids a better life than we had, a life with more possibilities, more opportunities, and you're finding yourself in the exact same space and
yes,
knowing that your education is your pathway to get there.
yes. And so, when I texted her back and I was like, find a job. I was like, I have to, I was like, my husband's income, or at the time my boyfriend, I was like, my boyfriend's income isn't helping us. I was like, we're deep in credit card debt.
Mhm.
And I was like, this isn't sustainable. Like, I need to get a job, but I also need to find a good paying job because otherwise all of it is going to go to childcare costs.
Correct. Correct.
And,
Oh,
she said, what
so
about college?
expensive. Yeah.
And then she said, what about college?
You're like, what?
And I was like,
What about college? I can't even add that to the list of the to-do list right now.
exactly that. I was like, okay, like, what about college?
Yeah.
Please,
Like I
like,
just told
elaborate.
you, I don't have no money. I don't got no this. I don't got no that. And now you're asking me about college.
Like,
Like, are you okay?
like I've just said, I'm deep in credit card
Yeah,
debt.
yeah. Did
Like,
you not hear anything I just said? What are you talking about? College. There's no time for that right now.
absolutely none. I was like, this isn't like that's not funny.
Yeah, yeah, right, right, right. It's funny now because we know how the story ends. That's
Yeah.
why we're laughing. But at the time, it's like, no, this is not funny.
Like, this is not a comedy show. This is not a stand-up.
Right, right. Like this is real life. Like this is not, what are you talking about?
Yes. And so then, she said, do you want to go to an informative session at Montgomery College? Like, I'll take you, I'll go with you.
Gotta
And
love Montgomery College. Wow.
and we went to the Tacoma Park campus, and we sat there and somebody explained all the things to me. I said I don't have access to financial aid, but they were like, we're flexible, we offer this, like, they did a comparison of like what the cost was like at Montgomery College compared to University of Maryland. And I mean, the person that walked me through it, they were like, we have all of this, like, what are your interests? And just asked me so many questions.
Wow.
And, I got out of there and she was like, do you want to register? Like, not register, do you want to apply
Mm-hmm.
to Montgomery College? And I was like, I'll think about it because I don't know. And, she said, well, applying doesn't mean that you're enrolling because, it's just about you seeing if you can come to Montgomery College. She's like, but truth be told, like you can. But she's
Yes.
like, just applying doesn't really force you to do anything. She's like, if you find that you can't take classes, like there's no penalty. But she's like, you're already here. She's like, you might as well do it.
Yeah.
And she had the application already in hand. It was like a paper application, and Eden was next to me, and she's like, "Go ahead." She's like, "Just do it. Like,
You've got nothing to lose.
you've got nothing to lose." Yeah. And I went ahead and I, did the application then. I submitted it, and then about a week later, I get the letter in at my house
Yeah.
of like, "Welcome. Here's your MC number. Here's how you log in, create a password." And I
That's got to be really exciting.
and I mean, I was shaking like this. Like I'm holding the letter and I'm shaking and I'm like, what am I doing? So
Wow.
I called Eden in that moment. I'm like, I got the letter from MC. I still don't know. And she said, okay, would you be able to pay half? She's like, if I pay half, would you be able to pay half? And I was like,
Bless this woman.
I'm like,
Wow.
I can't.
Hmm.
Half is still a lot. I was like, that's
Yeah.
still 250 per course.
Yeah.
Um, I was like, I just can't. And she went silent for a moment
Hmm.
and she said, okay. She's like, how about this? She's like, how about you and I make a deal? She's like, I will pay for your classes, but you cannot
What?
fail your classes.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean that,
You
oh,
are favored. My goodness.
I mean that just like again, that had already opened.
Yeah. The universe is working for you.
It was working for me. And I said, deal. I was like, I I will not get anything less than a B. She's like, I'll accept a C, but it only if you absolutely, just absolutely are having, and if you try everything to get to a B at least, and you just can't get to a B. Like you find a tutor, like you're
Yeah.
asking for help. And I said, no, like I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right. I feel like we cannot keep the audience in suspense any longer because um we have been talking about this journey of what it was like, and we're hearing about an incredible human being that came in and really supported you. And I think it's really important that the audience have an opportunity to hear what that looks like when you have people that are willing to invest in you and support you. I don't want to like spoil the surprise, but it's like you graduated from Montgomery College, right? You then transferred to the University of Maryland.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you end up getting your bachelor's degree, and now you are working on completing your master's in public policy. Is that right?
Yep.
I mean, think about that. And now you've grown your beautiful family. Your boyfriend at the time is your loving husband, who is an amazing partner. And I'm not just saying that, like I know him. He's a wonderful support person and partner in your life. You have three beautiful children. You are an incredibly hard worker. You are working multiple jobs, going to school, inspiring student parents across the country. You've been an Ascend Fellow. You were a Generation Hope Scholar. I get the privilege of being able to work with you every day. You volunteer, like you are doing amazing things.
Yes. And
And it all started because, and this is my synopsis, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to use your words. You got pregnant and your dreams and goals changed as a result of getting pregnant. And now your child is motivating you in addition to wanting to provide a better life for your child. You have this incredible person who believes in you, is championing you,
yeah.
and is encouraging you to think about your future, and then you start dreaming and doing bigger for yourself and for your family, and now really for a much larger community, and making an amazing impact in the world. you know like,
I
how
mean,
does that feel? That's amazing.
it it feels unreal. I mean, my son turned 10 literally 2 weeks ago.
My gosh, this is crazy. It's
And
crazy good.
it's wild. I'm like, I like that one person, well, not that one person, but like the trajectory was changed.
Yes.
You know,
Was changed for the better. Like, great things can happen for you. It's not, I don't want to say a death sentence, but it's not like this life sentence of you became pregnant and this fictional story that we create of, like, now, you're ruining your life is over, your future is bleak. I mean, this really has taken you on an incredible journey.
and you're not worthy anymore. That too.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Thank you for adding that piece. Like, because there's this piece about worth and value,
Yeah.
and now you have lost value because you became a mom, and because you became a mom so young as a teenager. Oh my goodness. What advice would you give? Um, and I want to hear about advice you would give to other teen moms, teen parents, but especially teen moms, since a lot of the times, a lot of the burden will fall disproportionately on them. We are having this discussion today because of Teen Mom Awareness Month, but I also want to hear what you want the parents of teen moms to know also. So what would you share with a teen mom who is listening to this, and the parent of a teen mom?
I mean, first, I think to the teen, mom, I would just say to the point, like, you are worthy. Like, you are absolutely worthy. And that rejection is redirection.
Mm. Can you say that again, please?
Like, rejection is redirection.
Mm.
It just means that that's not where you were meant to be, and you were meant to be somewhere else.
That's so powerful.
And so just because you became a mom earlier on doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change.
Right.
Yes. I mean, the biggest advice is, like, again, like, you are worthy, right? Like, you're so worthy. And rejection is really just redirection.
Yeah.
Is. I mean, it's just you need to move in a different way. And in to your point about, had you not gotten pregnant, the outcome for you would have been different. And that's like the same thing for me. Is like, for me, my pregnancy changed my goals and dreams, right? For you, your pregnancy didn't change your goals and dreams. And for me, it completely shifted them. And so I I think that we need to think about it in a mindset that is not a deficit mindset. And I think every teen mom needs to look at it in that way, is that we shouldn't look at it things from a deficit mindset, but really, what is the universe trying to tell me? What does the universe want me to learn from this? How do I grow from this, right? And I also think that maybe not in every case, but in many cases, I think that teen pregnancy is a reflection of the systems and the systems that, they are a part of, that they come from, whether it be in the household, in the school, like, whatever system. I think the systems, the external systems have, some sort of like power play. And so my advice to the parents is that I don't want them to blame their children. I don't
Hmm.
want them to blame their daughters, but I really want them to step back and look at the systems, and really how the systems failed, and why,
Right.
their children ended up in this way. And again, looking at it from not from a deficit mindset of like, you can't do this anymore, you can't do that, because I think that your children are more of a motivator than anything.
100%. 100%.
You want them to do better. You want them to be better, right? You want to do better for them. And so, again, for the parents, the same thing as as the teen mom looking at it was like, what is this trying? Well, like, what are we supposed to learn from this? How do we grow from this?
Yeah. I would also add, one of the things that I think, um, I only had one child. I will never know what it's like for somebody to be excited for me to be pregnant. That's something that still sits with me to this day, that still really hurts. I'll never know what it's like to say, "Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. Congratulations," and the baby shower and the joy. And I feel like when I needed people the most was when they turned their backs on me.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about strangers. I'm talking about the people who you think are supposed to be there and are going to be there. I'm talking about family members, which we alluded to a little bit earlier, and
Supposed to
people,
love unconditionally.
right. People that are supposed to love you unconditionally. It's like when I needed you the most, you turned your back on me. You told me that I was not going to be able to accomplish anything. You told me that my life was over. And I wish that, I understand the disappointment of the trajectory that you had envisioned for your child not going according to your plan. But the reality is that your child is their own individual human being. Their life was never going to go according to the trajectory of your plan. Their life is supposed to go on a trajectory of their own plan. And just like everybody, things don't always go according to plan. But I think that if you find your child, your sibling, your friend in that situation, like have real conversations. It's okay to express like this is not what I had envisioned, and that's really tough for me. But I think also having conversations around how are you feeling? How can I help support you?
Yeah.
Be clear, nobody's expecting you to raise my child for me. No parent is, I don't think, would ever want that. But it's like, how can I support you? How can I continue to lift you up so that you can accomplish your dreams? How do you see your future? What are the dreams that you have for yourself? Don't give up. I'm going to continue to be there cheerleading for you and supporting you. And I think allowing allowing a person who is bringing another human being into the world, I think anybody who is taking on that task deserves to do it with some joy.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most incredible things in the universe to be able to bring life into this world. And there are people that want to do it and can't do it. There are people that never meant to do it and end up doing it. But the reality is that is how this world continues to exist.
Yeah.
And it's miraculous, honestly. And I think to be able to celebrate that and not punish, your child,
Mm.
and just support them and love them and be a part of the solution, be a part of helping them accomplish their dreams. I really do think that your child can follow a trajectory like Yoslin Amaya-Hernandez. And I will leave it there. Rejection is redirection, in the words of Yoslin Amaya. And I just want to thank you so much for sharing your story. I feel like we could go on and on and on and do an extended version, and there's so much to talk about and share. And I'm pretty sure you and I are going to continue to
Yeah.
our experiences. But thank you so much. Yeah, I'll see you at work. We're going to continue this conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Wishful Doing podcast, where we don't just dream, we do. If something sparked a thought, moved your spirit, or gave you that little nudge forward, we'd love for you to share it and tag us at Wishful Doing. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a conversation that matters. Until next time, keep leading with purpose, living with power, and turning your wishful thinking into wishful doing.